And a very good morning to you on this Wednesday morning. I hope everybody is exceedingly well. If you're receiving this, you've obviously submitted stocks for the stock review, which very well done. You can see obviously after the market has moved a little bit of a rally over the last few days, we're starting to see a lot more shorts coming in. So again, just for, I know there's sometimes when we've had to sit out of positions and missed opportunities, long trades, because we haven't had balanced portfolios. I've done exactly the same. Basically now we're in a position where we're going to be able to see some more short positions coming in, and obviously there are some long trades still around as well. So it's all about the balanced portfolio, but here we go, let's get into it. So the first one we got is Saba Software. We're having a look at this as well. We've got the bounce here, bounce here, bounce here, a bounce here as well. Now what's interesting here is we've had a pretty aggressive sell-off, and it's not gapping at all. There's a little bit of a gap there, but it hasn't gapped significantly. So the only thing I would be a little bit wary of here is these 2 days here. There's still a fair amount of momentum, and this is still the same kind of sort of consolidation pattern we do see from time to time with these kind of stocks after they've gapped. They've put in a lot of dojis. There's obviously a lot of buying power coming in from the 730 mark there, because that was previous support. And obviously a lot of people are trading the support lines and what have you. So just to be aware of that, if you were going to trade it, obviously I would probably wait for it to come back down, but certainly use a stop order to get into that trade. I think it's bounced a little bit here, and just there's a lot of consolidation here after these last 2 days. But you do find a lot of the time this kind of what provoked this kind of movement, you can get an additional sell off there afterwards as well, much like trading a stock that's gapped on the way down to the support. Then we have Sierra Tango Tango, and here a nice line of resistance around about the 46.50 mark. A little bit of an upward trending support line there. I would probably expect to see it bounce, come down here, but that doesn't mean necessarily it's going to go up and stop you out. I would just expect some kind of movement before it was to break down or possibly continue back up. Yep, nothing there. You haven't seen nothing untoward. We have IBM. IBM, an upward trending support line. I think we've missed a little bit. It's gapped quite quickly off that support line. It did gap down here, but then there was a consolidation again here at around about the $190 mark, which interestingly enough has been some kind of, I wouldn't say support. I mean, there was support there, maybe some support there as well. But yeah, I think we might have missed that by a day or two. Then we have Fire, and again the support at around about 42.045 or 42, let's say. Again, I think a stock we've missed the trade already. Nothing else really to report on that. Just going back to IBM. What was it in IBM? Yeah, I think what I was looking at here, you see on the forum I said refer to the video. I think what I was looking at here was obviously this gap down, but then some degree of consolidation. But that should be out of the system by now. Then we have GE, General Electric, and a nice upward trending support line. However, the stock has gapped up. We've missed it by a couple of days. I do like it's been higher previously. A slight little gap there as well, a little bit of a consolidation, but nothing too rowdy. Yeah, nothing too untoward there. Clear zoom. GE, ALE. Some reasonable support around about the $38 mark. However, I would say there's only two bounces here. One bounce there and one bounce there. Therefore, it is not something that we'll be interested in trading right now. However, what I would be doing and will be doing is setting an alert for should it come up to the $42 mark. So set an alert on that, because what I do like about the stock is it's got a pretty decent range on it. So yeah. Then we have Alpha Umbrella, which is Ashanti Gold. Some pretty decent support around about the $30 mark. Some slight downward trending resistance line there as well, and has been coming off some prior highs. So Yeah, according to the rules, it's okay. It did gap down a little bit here, but again, because Ashanti Gold is obviously Anglo Ashanti Gold is connected with gold, I'd rather not trade something a stock that is actually linked to commodities. So just something to be aware of there. CNH. The reason for that is obviously there is a slightly different demand on commodities than there are just for people who are trading stocks. This CNH Global. Nice area of resistance around about the $47.50 mark. An upward trending support line as well. But notice how long it took to go from 35 to 47. I mean, that is a massive move. Well, it's a massive range, which is, you know, really good. But we've got the upward trending support line here, and if you were to hold a position from the high down to the low, you're looking for a good 2 months. You see how it comes down quicker than it went up as well. I mean, that's obviously traditional with what they say, the bull goes up the stairs and the bear goes out the window. So yeah, make sure you get your entry point right there. It's probably not ready to trade right now. Reason being, and this is just off the top of my head, no recommendations, but we've got a very decent line of resistance here. I like the way it sort of moved off that resistance line. I think, though, however, this stock, I would not be tempted to get into this trade right now. I mean, you're going to get some pretty good ratios, but I could probably imagine getting into this trade on maybe a shorter day, maybe something a little bit shorter to really improve that entry point. So if, like today, what I would be ideally looking today is for it to put in like a red doji or something like that, a red shooting star doji, then it would be looking a lot more attractive. FCFS, again around about the $47 mark, $47.50, good area of resistance. Some upward trending support there as well. Yep, nothing you haven't seen before. Nothing you haven't seen before. And we had Hog. Again, folks, I can't tell you enough. Get these balanced portfolios. Really, I mean, I had to sit out of some crazy trades, some really nice looking trades that I had to sit out of because just basically I didn't have the short positions to take. But that's what comes. That's the trading mentality. You know, it's got to be something that you're prepared to take some time out on. Here we have a resistance around about the 47.50, 48 mark, slightly downward trending. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. July. Yeah, it's following the rules, so no huge issues there. Pretty decent area of support as well. So, and it's Harley Davidson. So, if you've ever watched Sons of Anarchy, if you're a fan, there you go. More, don't get loyal to any stock, folks. Don't get loyal to any stock. Okay, then we have TUP. Okay, now this is what I wanted to show you. This has got a absolutely sterling line of resistance at around about the $44 mark. However, what I want to show you here, and this is really where something like this will come into, will really be able to help you. When we're looking at this stock, you see how it's gapped up. It hasn't gapped up before too significantly anywhere, but here what it's done is it's gone up and it's pulled back, and then it's gapped up, and then it's consolidated and it's gapped up again, and it's put in a big update. Then it's consolidated again, and it's pulled back and it's gapped up again. Now what is happening is it's coming up to some resistance here, okay, which it didn't really have because this was kind of free fall area. So you see, this is what this is basically doing is this stock is gapped up. Now it's coming up to some resistance, and the thing is, what's interesting is this stock is really it's a real wild stock. It puts in, by its nature, it puts in some big days. It strikes me there is still a fair amount of momentum behind this stock. So certainly, again, I know it's a horizontal resistance line, and we've got the three bounces, and then we've got the fourth bounce. But again, I would be looking to refine an entry point on this. The stock does gap off a little bit. Previously, it has gapped off the resistance line. Well, not gapped off, but moved off quite quickly. But really, I would ideally be looking for something like this as an entry point. That is an entry point. Kind of like that. but it strikes me that because of these gaps up, and then the consolidation, the gap up again, and a consolidation, a gap up again, there still is a fair amount of momentum behind it. And again, obviously, this is not a science, but it's just an indication of what the stock's giving us. It's showing us what kind of mood it's in, and if you can read that kind of mood, it's going to really help you with your trading. So whilst I would say, it's not a trade I wouldn't take necessarily, but if you are going to take it, you have to get that entry point right, and it has to do the right thing for you in order to get into the trade. So I'd be looking for a nice little doji setup there or something like that, and then certainly a stop order just in case it breaks off again. So that is something I want you to be very aware of there. And then we had Nano. Okay, Nano's got a nice downward trending resistance line. Something that's just ringing a little bit of an alarm bell here is I do like that it's gone lower here. So you got the lows going lower. However, watch this. Check again. We talk about the personality of the stock, and you see here it bobbled around 3 or 4 days and sold off aggressively in one day. Then it came back up and it went up to that resistance line and then sold off aggressively. I mean, that would have been a magic trade to get into should you have got in at around about the $19 mark, and a week and a half later you're down to $14. So that's like 500 points if you were spread betting. But then it's come up here again, hit that resistance and sold off aggressively again. Now the thing is, what I'm looking at here, and I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but it's come up and the stock this time hasn't actually gapped down. So there seems to be a lot of indecision here. It's changing its personality slightly. Does that mean it could break up north? Quite possibly. But just something to be aware of there. It's done. It's gapped off these other times previously like this, which is great. But it hasn't done that here, which is maybe a little bit concerning. Again, if I was to trade the stock, it would have to be on my terms and absolutely perfect. So yeah, remember we're being selective on these stocks. We don't need to be trading more than 6 stocks at any one time, and never forget, trading is like dating. You don't want to go for just anything that's available. You only want to go for the best, otherwise you end up looking desperate and your friends laugh at you and you lose money as well. So I hope that helps your trading, particularly the insights. I'm really keen to add as much value on the insights on these videos as possible, because obviously you're putting in the work, and I've had some guys say to me, well, they're also paying membership fees, why shouldn't they get the videos? And the bottom line is, you're putting in the work. You're actually putting on the videos there. You're putting on the stocks to be reviewed. So this is not something I'm getting I'm invoicing Investment Mastery for. It's something I'm doing in my own time. So this is my gift back to you, just for saying well done, and you're making the commitment, and you will be successful with this. You'll be more successful than people that aren't making the commitment. So thank you very much, and I will speak to you, all things going well, on Friday morning. I will probably be doing the Friday morning video very early. Reason being is I'm due to lecture at a university class at 7:30 in East London, so that may be coming to you at around about 4 o'clock in the morning, depending on what Thursday night is like, I suppose. But yeah, I hope that helps, and I will get you the video one way or the other. So speak to you very soon. Have a great day, and speak to you soon. Cheers, folks. Bye bye.